So thank you so much for coming. It's full house teaching because of you. Thank you so much for coming from New York to Berlin. We are very, very honored and grateful. This talk will be about 1 hour. Teaching will start with a lecture. Afterwards, he will have a conversation with Klaus up here. And afterwards, there's also time for your questions. Thank you so much and enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Lisa. Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Tehching Hsieh, and I'm the honor, to be in Berlin, and I thank you so much for the New National Gallery and invite me to have a show my time clock piece and also have a talk. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay. Because my work, to see this angle, maybe the word is so small, so I will read it, and then people will know what I'm doing. I will introduce my work first, okay? This is the first piece. 1 year performed, and you can see my name, Tehching Hsieh. That's because I'm illegal to live in America. I from ship and marine. I jumped ship and then I come into America without passport. So I tried to hide my name. I used the same. So that's the first piece. Second piece I used same. Okay. So this is the first 1 year performance piece. I start in September 30, 1978. Statement. I, Tehching Hsieh, plan to do a 1 year performance piece. To beginning in September 30, 1978, I share myself in my studio in solitary confinement, inside a seal room, 11 feet 6 inches by 9 feet by 8 feet. I shall not converse, read, write, listen to the radio or watch television until I unseal myself in September 29, 1979. I shall have food every day. My friend Chen Wei-Guang will flashlight this piece by taking charge of my food, clothes, and refuse. Tehching Hsieh. And in the bottom, this is this is the address. I don't see the point. Okay, here is the address. That's my studio, 111 Hudson Street, 2nd floor. And I make a statement and poster. I send it to people. Also, I put a poster on the street in Soho. And so you can see, it's a 1 year piece. So I have 19 open to public. So I have 19 times. And also I have a lawyer, Mr. Robert Podensky. He will be witness this piece to prove, I really see, in the cage piece room, and not go out for 1 year. So this is the piece, the evidence, the witness, to prove that. And also I take picture. It's not I take picture. The person, my friend Chen Wei-Guang, he give me food. Also, he take picture every day and document, whole 365 days. And I cut my hair short bald and then give a natural hair grow. So this is like a first day, okay, September 30, 1978, and September 29 and 79. That's last day. And this is another document. This is the last day. And you can see this image that's taken by Chen. You can see this image is I find a few months. I reg it out. I want to stay alone for longer, and space so limited. So I I try to make a space bigger. Then I always sit in this corner, in the bed, this corner, and make believe that's a home. And another 3 corners become outside, so I can take a walk, go out, and then come home, and create the space bigger. That's the way I can stay longer for 1 year. And this also I scratch mark in the wall, so I know how many days to go and how many days I pass. And you can see here have a tea bag, because every day I will have one cup tea, and only decoration, is this tea bag I can hang in this room. Yeah. Okay, then do the second piece. Okay, 1 year performed by Hsieh Hsieh, and okay, this it's the same studio, but after I move everything, cage piece, take out whole piece, the cage, then I install the time clock piece. And this is April, okay, the stemmet, April and 1980, stemmet. I Hsieh Hsieh plan to do a 1 year performance piece. I should punch a time clock every hour on the hour for 1 year. I should immediately leave my time clock room each time after I punch the time clock. The performance should begin on April 11, 1980 at 7 p.m. and continue until April 11, 1981 at 6 p.m. So 111 Hudson, the same studio. And also I have a 13 time open to public for whole year. And this is the poster. And you can see the uniform. I wear this uniform whole year. Only take shower I take out. Another way I wear sleep. Also I make the company, the name, like first day, last day, and my last name. So that's become logo of, my company. Yeah. So I punch time clock, and this is the first day I shave my hair, and then give natural hair growth. And also this is you see the sleeping time, I use the special alarm watch, and make amplify, and tape recording, and to keep amplify, strong, louder. So make a high speed, so I can, no miss punch. But if I don't sleep, then I just watch alarm will enough for make me to know what time I should punch the clock. And this is the time card. The winning sign 366 time card in first day, so I cannot, if I mistake, I cannot change it. So this is 24 hours a day. And okay, that's fine. And this is the record of I missed punch. How about 133 times I missed the punch. The sleeping time is 94. Later time is 29, and early 10. The reason how early, because I wake up and my eyes I don't open so clear. So 59 I already punched. That's why I become missed on time. Yeah. In total, 8,760 times punch. I missed 133. So it's 1.52% I missed. Thank you. So this is the first 3 hours and last 3 hours, the image. Every frame, 1 hour. Okay, first piece. I turn back my name in the original name, Tehching Hsieh, but I still illegal 14 years. Most of my work I done in this illegal time, but I don't afraid anymore, so I publish my name, for do first piece. Okay, statement, September 26, 1981, statement. Tehching Hsieh plan to do a 1-year performance piece. I should stay outdoor for 1 year, never go inside. I should not go in a building, subway, train, car, airplane, ship, cab, tent. I should have sleeping bag. The performance should begin on September 26, 1981 at 2 p.m. and continue until September 26, 1982 at 2 p.m. Tehching Hsieh. So this is I do in New York City. So I make a calendar, 1 year calendar become season. Fall, I start for beginning in the fall, and then winter, spring, summer. And also I make a map, daily map. Every day I will, where I go and where I sleep, where I eat, and what temperature, and how much money I spend, and how big area I go. So I use the red line to mark. Normal I spend time is in downtown Manhattan, below 14th Street. And because I don't want, hello, okay. I don't want to, document become somebody follow me. It's not so good for perform. So I use small tripod. Most picture I take myself, but I also make some film. I need a filmmaker. Then I make just only short film, and only I call and the filmmaker. Then he come. Yeah. So this picture, most I take by myself. You see, I sit in the west side, near the Hudson River, and I can sit in this kind of, the high chair, but I set up camera, and then I can go quickly and then take picture. Yes, I sleep in the parking lot. And this is the coldest year in the century in New York. And that's I pick up the year, yeah. So. Well, this film, original film, have about 30 minutes, but because I show whole my life work, so I only give 6 minutes. Yeah. How come no sound? How come no sound? Just a second. How come my here no sound? Sorry.
Herr Büttner, kommen Sie, oder? Ja, Herr Büttner sitzt da.
I don't understand what I say here.
Yeah,
No sound come out.
No sound.
Oh, okay. I think.
I cannot go inside. I can stay here. I don't want to go. I don't be scared.
You're gonna have to go inside.
Yes.
Take it easy on yourself. You don't want to fight. You don't want to. I can have a house.
I told him I do it. No.
You don't want to. You have to go. You have to go in.
No, I don't want to go.
Okay. First of all, the judge excused you for today. You don't have to come into court.
Yes, okay, I don't need to go.
You don't have to go indoors, no.
Yes.
And for the next time,
Yes.
you don't have to come indoors either. He
Yes.
agreed. He accepted that you're a serious artist and that this is your piece that you're doing.
Yes.
And he understands that you can't come into court
Yes.
consistent with the integrity of your art. I explained to both the judge and to the DA that this was a self-defense because the man who attacked you had a metal pipe or a stick or whatever. He hit you twice and so on. The district attorney is, between now and the next time the case is on, is going to investigate by talking to the complainant, to the man who brought the charge against you, to see whether he admits that he hit you first. If he admits that he hit you first, they're going to dismiss the charges against you. They're going to dismiss your case. If he doesn't admit that to the DA, then we'll see what happens next time.
Thank you. Okay, first piece. You see the title called Our Life 1 Year Perform because it's collaboration. And Linda, the artist Linda Montana, she always use her work about art and life. So then we are collaboration. So Our Life and 1 Year Perform become two titles put together. Okay, the July 4, 1983 statement. Oh my gosh, here. We, Linda Montana and Tehching Hsieh, plan to do a 1 year performance. We shall stay together for 1 year and never be alone. We will be in the same room at the same time. When we are inside, we will be tied together at the waist with an 8-foot rope. We will never touch each other during the year. The performance will begin on July 4, 1983 at 6 p.m. and continue until July 4, 1984 at 6 p.m. And we both signed. And the space used the same studio, in the Tribeca, Manhattan. All right. And this piece only have 4 openings for a year. So. And you see, the first day this is the first day we take picture every day, and we use tripod because we don't wanna some people, the photographer to take picture every day, and then we will tie with the person. We don't want to be that, so we use tripod, and we don't take good picture for whole year because it's both struggle so much, and camera always like an earthquake, the shaking. So we take some not so good picture, but at least we do document ourselves. And also we have a tape recording for every day for our conversation, and every day we change it. Today is me, and tomorrow will be Linda. But the tape we don't keep listen, we see it. So depend how many minutes we talking. And sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's short. And this is another day. And Linda, she like to do meditation person, but I don't like meditation. I just wait for her, so. And I do construction job. So this piece is good for to be more like a normal life and how we live in that way. So I do job, and then, the boss only pay the one person. So we share half, And then I also do the teaching job, we take train morning 4, 5 o'clock and take train to go to Philadelphia, and also we share half for both, yeah. So. And this is 83 November 10, that's the first time, I was Linda, we meet Marina and Ule, first time. So this we together take picture. And this is the last day, so we cut out a lot, Winnie will cut out a lot. Okay, 5th piece, 1 year perform, okay, another 1 year perform. July 1st, 1985. Statement, I, Tehching Hsieh, plan to do a 1 year performance. I not do art, not talk art, not see art, not read art, not go to gallery, not go to art gallery and art museum for 1 year. I just go in life. The performance begin on July 1st, 1985, and continue until July 1st, 1986. That's in the city. Yeah. So this piece only these 2 documents. That's all. And this is my last 13-year plan. And so the calendar becomes 13 years without 1 year. It's not like 1 year. So it's okay. I read the statement. December 31st, 1986 statement, I, Tehching Hsieh, have a 13-year plan. I will make out during this time. I will not show it public. This plan will begin on my 36th birthday, and December 31st, 1986, continue until my 49th birthday, December 31st, 1999. So space is Earth, so our plan. And the 2000 January 1st, I do public report. Just say I keep myself alive. I passed the December 31st, 1999. So the whole piece is just only I just do that. Okay, I finished introduced my work, but I still have something to say. For example, like this. Lifetime and art time, I just read because people cannot read by this. I was an illegal immigrant in the state for 14 years, and most of my one-year performance was done during this time. We could use the Panama Canal as an example. When a ship comes from a lower to a higher water level or the other way around, the ship can pass through only when the two different water levels meet. The water level of my art and life needed to be the same, so I can sail into art from life and transfer lifetime to art time. And since 2000, I don't do art anymore, just like what Sunubi said, life is changing. During time, okay, my performance work show different perspective of thinking about life. Meanwhile, these perspectives are all basically on the same. Life is life sentence, life is a passing time, life is a free thinking. 1 year is the basic unit for human being to calculate life, and it is also the time Earth takes to circle the sun. Time is beyond my understanding. I only experience time by doing life. You see, I mentioned the Stanley Kubrick 2001 A Space of Audience. It's like when I do the first 1 year performance piece, and I find I can create, to do art. It's like I find a bone, and to know how to deal with life, time, and being. So this is to me that's the way I find I can create. Yeah. So this is the same another image. Yeah. Okay. Then I say Nietzsche and Dionysus. So let's have a dance. Okay, finish.
First of all, thank you, Tehching. I think I can't thank you enough. When Lisa Botti, my co-curator, and I visited you in New York a little bit more than a year ago, we said we want to invite you for a show, and you said, I'm not doing exhibitions anymore. And then you mentioned, oh, but you have done that show at MoMA, so it's kind of an exception. And we have worked with each other for 20 years, and I've learned a lot from what you did today. I also want to thank the audience, because for me, this was one of the most moving moments that we all shared 1 year with you. There was this 1 year, every hour is 1 second, is one image. It was 6 minutes long. And normally, I thought people would start talking and getting drinks. And I was so moved by all of us sharing 1 year of your life, you standing there, not saying a word. And it was so moving that you couldn't hear a pin fall. It was so respectful. So I want to also thank the audience. I thought it was a very moving moment that art can actually move all of us at the same time, sitting for longer than 6 minutes still. You did it for a year. So for me, you always were a role model, Tehching, and I say a little bit because you were very modest to not talk about your life. You're born in 1950, which is very important. Exactly half of the 20th century, 1950. We talk a little bit further about this. And you were born in Taiwan.
That's right, yeah.
Which day of the year 1950 were you born?
The last day of December 31st.
So for me, it's always so fascinating. You were born on the 31st, so a year for you is also a year in the calendar, is also a year in your life, exactly. And so 1950, where you were born, and in 1973, you did a piece that when I was a young art student, I always thought was an urban legend. I always thought there was this artist, I heard a Gutai artist in Japan, who had just jumped out of the window. It was deeply impressing. I was deeply impressed by this incredibly serious artist who just jumped out of the window. And then when we met, I actually realized that wasn't a Gutai artist, that was you, Tehching. In 1973, you jumped out of a window from the second floor, and you broke both ankles. And yesterday, when we were installing the exhibition that you were all seeing, you said, the weather changes, my ankles hurt.
Yeah,
it's kind of...
Yeah, because Berlin rains so much.
In Berlin it rains so much, but it's also thinking about, this is exactly 50 years ago, this performance, and you carry this performance with you every single day. That was in 1973. I learned a word today because you could, when you lived in Taiwan, you could basically fly to Japan and hire to work on a big oil cargo ship, go to Iran, and then it would be fully tanked with gas, with oil, and then you would somehow go to the US. I learned a word today that if you were a sailor, you were a worker on one of these oil tankers, you could jump ship. I always thought, I think in images, I think in metaphors, I always thought you jumped the ship. But I learned this was only a metaphor. That means that you left the ship
without legal the visa, like no passport, yeah. So just empty, yeah, long, yeah.
So you jumped ship metaphorically, and you were an illegal immigrant in the United States for 14 years. So you arrived on the cargo ship from 1974 until 1988. You were illegal.
Right.
How did that feel to be illegal?
Well, if you said this period of time, most of my work I done in that. Of course, in some way, it's a kind of freedom, without ID, right? And I can survive and to do what I want. So I feel fit my character because I'm not because I don't finish high school. But if I would like to do something, I will go ahead. It's not like I ask a grant because illegal. I cannot ask grant. So because I come in New York, it's because that time in Taiwan, we know if you want to grow, you want to learn, you have to go to century, the center of art center in the world. So New York, that time, in Taiwan, I hear, even Taiwan is very conservative, it's not much new art, information. So I had to come to New York. Even I come to New York, I still spent 2 years. I still don't know where called Soho. I don't even know how name called Soho. So by accident, I find it. Take 2 years, yeah. Because I afraid policemen catch me. So, I don't go too much,
Where's home for you, Tehching? Where's home?
Well, I live in a, somebody I find in street, it look like I know person from Taiwan, and then he doing art, so I go to say hello, and then become, catch the community of Taiwanese artists, and then I find, Soho, yeah. So.
At home, you were 15 siblings. You were at your family. Yeah. How did you be or become? How did you decide to be an artist?
Well, because I was very little, like 10 years old or 8, 9, I already know how to paint, good. But at that time, of course, not serious. But in high school, Taiwan, the school is very pressure, and I'm not good for school. So I still feel I can do paint good. So I go to Taipei, because I live in a small town in South Taiwan. Then I go to Taipei, it's the biggest city in Taiwan. And I go there, but because my father very strict, but it's because he's sick, so he cannot control me. I become no one to go back to school anymore. And then I learn, how to be, like a teacher, in the studio, and just I begin in that way. But I'm quickly to do good paint and strong. I'm serious. Like Vincent Van Gogh, he influenced me too. But I'm good for like influence for philosopher like Dostoevsky, Franz Kafka, or Albert Camus. That's kind of philosopher. Even my work is not about philosopher, but it is deeply give me the life practice become good.
Did you have other visual artists that were an influence or an inspiration, either positive or negative? You wanted to do something in the vein of, or
when Vincent Van Gogh is one, his work and his life that affect me strongly. But of course, I know I still can hear some contemporary art from college, university, art school, the friend. They say, oh, New York have some kind of art called happening or conjecture. Yeah. But I only know the word called happening conjecture. Yeah. So after I quit, I don't do painting anymore. I do 3-year army, and then I become, 70 and 73 is the army. But I still have opportunity to do a lot of painting. But after that, then I quit the painting. I bought Super 8. Then I began do the jump piece and also some other different, I just say the concept, but how I can do action, because I'm good for, like they say, later time my painting still become action. So I feel, it's later I find in America, in New York, is Jackson Pollock. So I feel I'm look like become small, my person become art historic in Vincent Van Gogh, and then Jackson Pollock, and then action. Then I find later time become like 24 until 28. You see, that time I don't do any other work. But because this piece is first case piece is 1978, and before, because 1973, you know what I mean? So this period of time I really just survival in New York. And I become, you know, you see, first piece, the one you perform, the concept, the skill can be by my painting, by my do the, you know, document film, also my action. So that way I become, you know, I mean, you see, 30 years I still find my document. The way I do it is quite accurate. You know, yeah.
I would have never guessed that Vincent van Gogh and Jackson Pollock were your influences. You mentioned them just now.
Right.
And there's one thing, Tehching, when I was fortunate enough to help start the performance department at MoMA, we had all performance artists. We had Joan Jonas, Martha Rosler, we had Yoko Ono, we had Marina Abramovic. Mostly they were actually female artists, the pioneers of performance artists, and of course you. And we were very, very honored that you were part of the performance workshop, because we thought, how do we collect performance? How do we exhibit performance? And you were, for all of them, older or younger, you were such a role model, and you were such a North Star in your rigidity and in your dedication and how determined you were. And I wanted to invite you to a retrospective at MoMA. And I couldn't, and it only happened to me twice in my life that I invited an artist to a retrospective at MoMA, and they said no. You were my first no. And then it was actually quite fortunate, because you said, Klaus, if you ever do a retrospective, it has to basically be 1 kilometer long, and you need to dedicate the whole museum and a whole area, the whole part of the city or a whole landscape to it, which is, I now understand, is completely true. But there were 2 museums that were after you, so to say, and you have never, Tehching has never allowed a museum to, at least you didn't allow me to buy your work for MoMA, because we wanted the work to be in the collection. Was a second no. Retrospective, no. Getting the work into the collection, no. But then the Guggenheim Museum showed the time clock piece, which we have, in 2009. And at the same time, at MoMA, I showed the cage piece. So there were 2 of the one-year performances a few miles apart, one at the Guggenheim and one at the Museum of Modern Art, one on 89th Street, one on 53rd Street in Manhattan. It was a bit nearly as part of your work, but you didn't agree to give any of the work. So how do you make a living if you even tell MoMA, no, you're not getting my work?
Well, it's, I'm good for construction. I learned in New York, yeah. I do a lot of construction, physically, yeah.
So are you telling me you're making a living by doing construction work?
Yeah, I do construction, yeah. So, but it's money not enough. My family give me some, yeah. So, yeah.
So if you don't allow museums to collect your work, at least not under normal conditions, where do you see your work in the future? How do you want your work to live? How do you want your work to be seen?
I think, you know, Claude, you say I don't allow the museum collect. It's not that misunderstand. It's just like I want to do my, you know, spatial plan for my retrospective, and that I needed to be find right space. So actually, it doesn't matter how good museum, but if you don't have space, then no work. It's several reasons. Like you say, MoMA want to collect my work, but if you cannot to do my that, then I feel no work. You know what I mean? So it's not because MoMA is a very important museum, but the question is, I want to be, my concept can you know, can do that, you know.
There's definitely no compromises in your work. I think I understand from knowing your work, I understand from having worked with you several times. So I want to thank Tehching especially, and I think we should allow for perhaps 3 questions But please think about your question, because we have such an incredible, you heard no compromises, so.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, Monsieur. I have a question about space and body. So, yeah, exactly. So, from your early work to your last piece, there is a very clear definition of the space you are conducting this performance, like in your studio and later in New York City and later Earth. I didn't pay attention to this little detail, Earth, and when I saw that, I was very impressed. And I wonder how was the relationship between your performing body and the space which you were located in.
Well, actually, hello, okay. Well, I would say I'm more, my work, I still more interested in the time. But it's, like I said, the time is a main actor. And space is a supporting actor to me. So if I say I do the piece where and how long, and then in what side, you know, and then that's why I write side, you know, in where. But because the way I understanding that, you know, I mean, I think time is more important. It's more like a main actor to me. Yeah, so that's why I still, you know, talk about time, and then space become, you know, become that, you know, because that space is a more reality issue, but time is free. Like I say, time is money, so you poor, you know, I mean, time become, you know, the one you can. If you don't afraid, you can do. You don't feel you don't lose something. Then that when life in difficulty and poor, then that you can express. So I'm more like time medium to use my work. It's no space become medium. Yeah, that's the way it is. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tehching.
Sure.
So we have a second question, and before it gets too full, we have a second question, or we just give you a round of applause. I do see a second question. Lisa, do you? Oh, somebody is. Oh, Nikki, thank you.
Hello, thank you a lot. Did you ever fall in love in the time that you spent in New York?
Fall in love with what?
If you ever fell in love in the time where you had the one-year performances, where you were like very much isolated.
I told you truly because to do I already know what, you know, if you wanna do your life dedicated to, you know, I mean, it's look like you only love life and love art, you know what I mean. If you have a like I say, love and then art and then just life. Because I do my first 5 pieces by myself. I don't have it's not mean cannot fall in love. It's just like I don't allow that happen. Did I answer you? Means that I have to be alone. Otherwise the work will be collapsed. Yeah.
No compromises, Tehching. A last question. Benny?
Thank you. Klaus just mentioned that you don't do compromises. But in one of your performances, you stated in the beginning that for 1 year you won't do art, you won't go to museums. But now you did the performance. Performance is art or not? Is that the compromise, the only compromise you did?
You say the piece I don't do no art. What about? I don't get it.
I think the question is, by saying you're not making art, you're not doing art, you are making art. So you're actually, there is in the statement, it's an oxymoron. You can't say, I'm not making art, because not making art will become art. It's a very German thought. This used to be my former medical professor, and he tricked me again 35 years later, so let's not have him trick us.
You said, you know, in some way language I make diminutive. Because when you see my first 4 piece, you still see I do, most people thinking that is still doing something. But no art or the 30-year plan, I think most people, you know, just passing time and wasting your time. You know what I mean? Because I answer for people. When I finish my time core piece, then I want to do the 1 year outdoor. Then my friend told me, said, you have a plenty time. Why not learn your English? You know what I mean? I said, I don't want to learn English. And then people out there, they ask about, what you would most like to do. I say wasting time is most I'm good for. So I already allow, you know, I wasting my time, but in art time. So that makes sense. I do 24 hours in art time and wasting. That make it aesthetic become sense, you know what I mean? So I don't continue 1 year perform because I believe I cannot make good continue. The logical will fall, and I don't want to be logical. But what I can do is just like you know, the price to pay is no art or 13-year plan to no public, so I can have time pass in art time, and give me a little bit longer. Means I do 22 years for whole this life work. Because to me, I feel doesn't matter I do that or do that, you know, I mean, that's the way. Consumer time and finish, consumer time and die. That's the way I might believe, you know, so.
Tehching, thank you so much, and thank you so much for listening, and